I'd be in high school, I'd have a girlfriend. That was not a problem. There wasn't a lead cheerleader, but I'd have a girlfriend. If I asked a girl out, she said, no, that was it. Okay, I'll move on. There's plenty of them. When I get to college, her folks sent her down to Brandeis University on a brilliant scholarship. I was there on the son of the registrar scholarship. He also wanted me to go to Harvard. There was no chance I'd ever get into Harvard. So for the first 2 years I commuted with Dad because he was a registrar. In third year he said, you ought to live on campus. So okay, I'm on campus, and this one's a year behind me. Nothing to do with grades, simply age. And we're in the line, fall of 1959, to get some food. And the sign says, take one milk only. Now I ask you, does anybody think in 1959 there was a shortage of cows in America? So I took two. And this diminutive thing behind me says, the sign says only take one. At that point, I did not know I would be standing here more than 50 years later. But I kind of took an interest in her, and she reminded me, like, I've got to finish the whole story. She reminded me that a few weeks later, now I'm interested, now I'm an astronomist, there was something we call a mixer. Anybody not know what a mixer is? So in the girls' dorm would have a dance, and there she is. Ooh. So I asked her to dance, and next thing I knew, she was gone. She tells me later, I talked so much, so fast, stepped on her feet, she went into the bathroom with a Greek friend and didn't come out till I left. Anybody know who Pete Seeger is? Yeah. Pete Seeger, the Weavers. In those days, Joan Baez, Pete Seeger, these people would come to campus and sing for us in our dorms. Have little teeny concerts, nothing like today. Pete Seeger was coming to Brandeis. And I asked her, do you want to go see Pete Seeger? You know, nothing's happened yet, but I like her. She says, yes, but I have to study afterwards. That was absolutely my intention, but I think we had cross-thinking right here. So I didn't have to study. I was with a nice roommate who had a good-looking cousin down in Wharton School in Boston. She calls me up. Doesn't know me. Said, how would you like to come to something we're doing, a dance? Same night. Well, this thing's going to study. I said, sure. She doesn't want to go with me anyway. I said, yes. Told Sybil that I couldn't go to Pete Seeger, and I knew she'd be relieved. Broke our first date, and off I went. Had a nice time, did nothing. I come back. Now, guys, we really never know what they think of us. We just never know what's going to happen. Can I touch? No. We just don't know. But they give us clues. They make a mistake. And I come back on campus on Monday. She comes up to me in the lunchroom and says, did I do something wrong? That's when I got a clue. We might be here 50 years. I would go down to the dorm at night, have a friend's bicycle, I'd whistle, she'd come down, sit in the crossbar, 10 o'clock at night, take her to the cafeteria, get her a hamburger. She was mine. She goes home for winter break, and I send her a postcard. Think of a postcard. You start in the middle, and you turn the postcard. So the way you read the postcard is like this. Came back, she was mine. So I knew we were going together then. There was a dance recital or something on campus, and a Charlie Fink had asked her to it before we were all together, and she said yes. So I said, okay, tell Charlie you're with me now, and you're not going with him. She says, no. I told him yes, I'm not going to break that date. So I got Sunny Poo, Chinese girl, friend of ours, go with me, and we shadowed those two all night long. We just started dating. I haven't had my first kiss yet. This guy was not going to get a kiss before I did. We'll get to the first kiss. How are you doing, Julie? That was the end of Charlie. She's mine. But we haven't had the first kiss yet. Now, she was in a dorm called the Castle. And you got these steps that come down to a stairwell. It's a very small area. Doors come in from the outside, but there's windows, and people come down and look. And I'm taking her back there. She knows what's coming. I know what's coming. I get her inside there. Smitty's yawning. I'm talking about my first kiss. She aimed. I aimed. I got her right there. Oh, so it was wonderful. It worked beautifully. Now she's mine. I kept talking about get married, we're going to get married. And she says, don't ever bring it up again until you really ask me for sure. Now it's winter, my senior year, her junior year, and I'm going to ask her. I take her right back to the same stairwell. I get the handkerchief out of my pocket. I lay the handkerchief down on the floor, and I go down on one knee. She's, what are you doing? What are you doing? I get down there, will you marry me? Get up, get up! Somebody's going to see you! Will you marry me? Yes, get up! We got married, had a wonderful time. I wish the Pritchards were here because I have one story where I saved her life. The Pritchards know about it. We went on something called Pacific Interline Tours, PIT. It was the pits, $375 each, airfare to Tahiti, a week in Bora Bora, airfare back, $375. It was worth about half that. It was so bad we had fun. Anybody know what an outrigger canoe is? So you got a canoe, you got pontoon on one side, nothing over there. You could roll this thing so easily. And we're in what's kind of a volcano in the inner of this water. And there's a kind of a little island out there. And I say, I'm going to get her out there. We're going to have some fun. And the Pritchards are going to come with us. So we're paddling. I'm pretty good. I look behind me, and the Pritchards are doing pirouettes 10 feet from shore. He couldn't get that thing to go straight if he wanted. We get over there. I'm going to play a little snooky nookie, and there's a guy having lunch. So we behaved ourselves. Then we started to come back. And the clouds had come in. And she thinks the typhoon's coming in. And there's hurricanes. And she said, whoa! She sees something in the water. And finally it's rolling a little bit. And I say, maybe we'll just sit here until it blows over. Now this is a woman who never said boo. And in college one day, backing up before I continue the story, we're sitting at a table at lunch. Close friend Paul Zonderman and said, John, one day that little girl is going to open her mouth and a sound is going to come out of there, the likes of which you have never heard. In Bora Bora, in that pontoon boat, this was the day. She says, I said, we're just going to sit here. She says, if you don't row as hard as you can, I'm going to crack you over the head with this paddle. I knew she was terrified. And I love her so much. I leapt out of the pontoon boat. I sunk all the way to the bottom, and standing there beside it with water up to here, I said, I'll save you, honey. 50 years with a woman I love more than anything in the world. She's made me the happiest man. You have anything to say before we do our dance? Okay. If you guys remember our 40th, who was here at the 40th? So our song is, can I have this dance for the rest of my life? And I sang it to her at the 40th. And the guys all said, oh no, now we're going to have to sing to them. And at the very end of it kind of the long drawn out was saying, and I get down on one knee, and Heather says, oh no, he's going down on one knee. Did you pick it up? So I'm only going to sing part of it, then we're going to dance. Can I have this dance for the rest of my life? All right, Jerry.